The Hot Teapot. I had no idea how to start that. I just wanted to
intro now. Fling our arms up. The Hot Teapot. That's what this is.
That's how I greet strangers in public. The Hot Teapot.
And so you should. Never mind that Danny Sim merch. You've got to get the Hot Teapot merch out there.
Yes, episode 11 of The Hot Teapot. This is.
Oh yeah.
I remember having to check. Only I can remember last week was 10 and we did something special for the 10th. So yeah, thanks to everyone who participated in the live stream, and if you didn't participate, shame on you.
Shame. I'm disappointed.
Very disappointed. But yeah, so welcome back to the Hot Teapot. I'm Danny.
I'm Kieran, and you caught me off guard. We never do that.
What do you
never do that. I'm Danny, I'm Kieran.
I know, we never do that.
I was having a drink. I was debating, you might have to hold the phone in a minute while I run and get a beer. But that could be quite unprofessional.
The thing is, we normally record this podcast usually in the daytime.
Yes.
So there's a different atmosphere usually. It's normally quite bright. Everything's quite happy. This time we're recording it in the evening.
Ooh.
After a very long week for both of us. So it's very sombre. We just sat here with a Budweiser, not a teapot.
No, a very hot teapot we've got right now. Drinking lots of tea. Fizzy beer flavoured tea.
Yes. From... Where is Budweiser from? I know it's made in Edinburgh, but where is it supposed to be from?
I believe. Well, it's an American thing, isn't it, Budweiser?
That's what I thought.
It's meant to say on here, welcome to the Hot Teapot. We're just going to talk about where beers are from. It says on the front, doesn't it?
Does it? It's
world renowned.
Yeah, it doesn't help. That doesn't narrow it down, that.
There's rice in it.
That's what I mean. It doesn't say anywhere.
What? Either way, it's delicious.
It's the best beer.
Matters.
Actually, I'm always torn between Budweiser, Corona, and Desperados.
Well, I like my little craft beers at the minute. So you know.
Do.
But
you like
as far
your
as
ales,
mass-produced, so to speak, goes, Budweiser's definitely up there.
Right.
Mind you, Hop House 13's really good. That's a new one by...
What was that one you tried last time? Was it Digger's Ale? Winstanley Ale, that was it.
What, in Wigan?
In Wigan, yeah.
I can't remember. Was it Winston?
I think it was Winstanley's Ale, yeah. Gerard
really
Winstanley's
nice.
Ale.
That was gorgeous, that stuff. Did you say we want to do a different theme to this one? We just started off with beer.
We've decided to take a different tone with this podcast.
We're just going to sit here and get drunk and you're going to listen to us. That's our plan. That'd be
I
a
like
great
that.
podcast.
That'd be a great podcast.
That's the Hot Teapot afterwards.
That's the Hot Teapot. After dark.
Oh, don't do that. Oh, no.
But, yeah, so we decided this week we're going to be talking all about nostalgia. Things that made you smile, things you loved when you were a kid. So I asked Kieran this morning at 8 a.m. to think of a few things throughout the day, things that stand out to you growing up. So is there any particular sort of memories, obsessions, hobbies, interests, things that you did? I know a lot of these we will have shared because for quite a long time we essentially growing up, we were all into the same stuff.
What I used to love.
What did you used to love?
I still love it now, but it's a different context. I used to love going for a drive. Because
Right.
I used to go to sleep really easily in the car. It was the most relaxing sleep I ever remember having.
Right.
Just nodding off and waking up when you get home. My mum nudging me, get up. Oh, that was really nice. But now I'm driving and I can't do that. I can't just go to sleep now.
Well, I'd be a bit concerned next time we go on a road trip, you fall asleep on the bloody wheel. I'll be like,
just grab the wheel, it'll be alright.
To be fair, we did that last time, didn't
I was
we?
into my Milky Way.
Yeah, you was in your...
Daddy, take the wheel. Okay.
We're only going 70, you get wheel. Like, I'm on the freaking motorway!
Yeah, you are. Well, you did it well, we didn't die.
Yeah, you're right, actually. That was a good team. If any law enforcement officers are listening, we didn't do that.
That's what we listen for. We scour these podcasts. So anyway, you've had a busy week.
I have had a busy week. It all started on Wednesday. And also ties back into the whole nostalgia thing. So when I was younger, I've always been into lots of different things. Like different obsessions at different times. The first thing I was ever into, and I remember seeing the first episode of this, for me personally, in around 2001. Right, because my earliest memory that I can remember is 9/11. And I remember being shortly after that.
That's a nice one, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
Some people have like walking and talking and stuff like that.
I just remember coming.
Nice.
I remember coming home from school and 9/11 being on the thing. That's the earliest sort of thing I can remember.
I can't even remember 9/11.
I can.
I don't even know what my earliest memory is. 9/11.
I do have this very vague sort of memory as well. I'll verify this with my mum later. Of being in Ibiza, because I know we went to San Antonio in '99.
Into where?
San Antonio.
In Texas?
No, in Ibiza. There's a place called San Antonio in Ibiza.
Oh, okay.
And I briefly remember being in an airport and my buggy, my pram, my Tansad, whatever you want to call it, was damaged during the flight and broken. I remember that, but I don't know if I've invented that or that actually happened. But anyway, so the first thing I was ever into was Thunderbirds. I saw an episode of like the Puppet Show on TV and loved it. I thought it was incredible. And I just became obsessed with it. I became obsessed with it in particular with one character, Virgil, a pilot of Thunderbird 2. And like I always wanted to be, and that's growing up. I've always had an obsession with planes. Like you've been with me when we've been walking underneath a flight path. I can identify.
That caught me completely off guard. we were at the. Where was we? We was out on Amberswood, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
And then
like
you and Ross likes his aeroplanes too. Like I thought Ross knew a lot about it, and then you just like, that's such a thing.
It was a 737-800, and it was Ryanair. Yeah.
How? Why?
Well, yeah, I'm not even going to talk about how you can identify them by the shape.
Please don't.
No, that's not what this podcast is. But I've always had that was always because Virgil was a pilot, and he piloted Thunderbird 2, and I always thought that was incredible.
Which one's Thunderbird 2?
The green one, the
that's
practical
cool.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that did stuff.
Yeah, and about 2 years ago, they relaunched Thunderbirds as an animated series. And about a year ago, I was walking through Media City, and they had this huge sort of mural of International Rescue, the Tracy brothers, on the wall. And I noticed that the reimagining of Virgil looked very similar to me.
I think I saw that picture.
Yeah.
There was a striking resemblance.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
So
You both had eyes. And a nose and a mouth and stuff like that.
So I tweeted that photo to Thunderbirds, and then they followed me on Twitter, and we sort of kept in touch, just like with whoever was running the PR.
So you and Thunderbirds kept in touch.
I couldn't believe it. I actually remember being in the car with our mutual friend Alex at the time. First.
Yes.
And I saw Thunderbirds had followed me, and I screamed with joy. I was like, oh my god. Anyway, a couple of months ago, I saw they were doing this Thunderbirds Day thing on the 30th of September. So I got my agent to hit them up, and they were just like, right, yeah, actually, good idea. We'd like Danny to do all the social media content in the lead up to Thunderbirds Day. So a social media takeover, film a lot of stuff. We'd like him to attend the events. It'd be awesome. Which I thought was incredible. So on Wednesday, I went down to London. I went at 5:45 a.m. on a train to London of crowded strangers. And forgetting my rail card as well, and relying on the kind
I think the dog just vibrated. What was that noise?
I've got no idea.
I'll play it back later. We'll listen to that.
It's relying on the kind generosity of ticket conductors to just not fine me £170.
Is that how much it is?
Yeah,
I know that.
So I ended up being involved in all this Thunderbird stuff. Went around with Luke, a friend of ours, and also Guy as well, my agent, and we made all this stuff Thunderbirds. And then the previous few days after that, so Wednesday to today, which is Saturday, I've spent editing, like crazy amounts of editing, putting together a vlog, a bunch of videos, and there's still an entire day of editing to be done. So I've been more or less out of action, very quiet this week because I've been so involved in that. But literally a dream come true, innit? Like, for someone who's so obsessed with Thunderbirds to now...
You are now the face of Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Except for the spaceships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You are the real face of Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
No, I saw it on your Instagram or Snapchat, one of it too.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know much about it. I know you said you were going down to be on a panel at some point.
Yeah.
And there was like an entire crew with you and stuff like that. I saw guys walking around with you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
man, he's doing all right. He's doing good.
It was crazy. It was this whole sort of surreal environment. We were filming in this posh hotel, the Intercontinental in London.
Hated already.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I've got a pen in my bag.
Was you just about to show me a pen?
Yeah.
Oh, a pen. Fully enough.
And then we went to the Emirates cable cars, which have all been rebranded for Thunderbirds Day, and went on them. Now, I don't like, after I was at Alton Towers a few years ago, and that incident occurred, I saw it all, and it kind of traumatized me a little bit. Like, it put me off things like that. So going on those cable cars was a massive panic inducer, and then it stopped at the highest point in the middle of the Thames, looking out across London.
It's over the Thames.
It stopped. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, right, if it drops, it'll hit the water, and I can probably get out of it.
It might even float. It won't float.
It won't float.
Won't float.
Would not float. Yeah.
It might lock up.
Yeah. So yeah, that was that was why I was terrified, but it was all good. We went and got a Nando's and went exploring in London afterwards. I went on a London bus. Love a London bus. And other things like that. So yeah.
Well, that's all people will be using now. Uber's gone under in London.
Dude, that's the thing with this whole Uber thing. I found was, okay. People are like, how are we going to get home at 2 a.m? Well, you've got the choices. You've got the tube, which now runs 24/7, so which only costs you £2.80 per journey. You've got
Dangerous.
buses.
Tube's dangerous at that time.
It isn't.
Bus is expensive.
No, it isn't. Every bus.
Throw money at me.
Every bus journey in London, no matter where you're going, just to enter a bus, get off wherever you want, costs £1.80.
I'm playing devil's advocate here. I've got my opinions.
It costs £1.80.
It's not interesting if we agree.
It costs double that to get into town in Wigan.
£1.80. That's not bad.
Yeah. So you basically.
It's probably quicker to walk everywhere in London, though.
No, not from where we were going. We needed to get from Victoria Station, which is near Buckingham Palace, all the way to in the middle of Soho to Euston Station, which would have been about a 70-minute walk. Bus got us there in half an hour.
Do you know how old or behind I felt on London because you put in your Snapchat and you said we were at the O2 Arena? I'm thinking that's the Millennium Dome, but what's the other? Oh, okay, that's what that is. That's how far behind I am. It's like,
getting escorted through there via secret entrances and secret tunnels was awesome.
And you recorded it all.
Oh yes. You got to though, and I was buzzing because Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters had played there the previous night.
Did you see him?
No, I was hoping I would.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I'd love to meet Dave Grohl. I would bow. He's one of the very few people who, if I saw in the street, I'd bow to.
Huh. Well, back to the Uber thing.
Yes.
I gotta say that people are being surprised at it because it doesn't affect us because I don't use Uber as it is. I just use the local taxi rank.
Yeah.
And but from what I've read up on it, they had a lot of complaints about a lot of stuff.
You're not wrong, mate. They definitely had a lot of issues because it was essentially you could become a taxi driver without having to pass all the safety checks.
Yeah. Did the individual drivers need a license or anything like that?
No. You just had to pass an Uber license, whereas
that's dodgy.
If you're a normal taxi driver like you would be in here, you have to pass go and do various
checks,
exams. Yeah. Whereas with Ubers, you never had to do that.
That's pretty dodgy.
It was dodgy. However, bear this in mind for people that were saying Uber's not safe. More crimes, including assaults, can occur in normal black cabs and on the tube than in Ubers.
This was my point the other day. It's like this happens in every taxi rank. It's just because Uber's so big. It's like they're generalising it all.
100%.
I mean, yeah, they should have handled it differently.
Yeah.
But then again, if you're not passing these regulations on your taxi drivers, you don't need like cameras in your cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, 100%. It's like the thing is with Uber, all these Londoners are complaining now because Uber was very handy to use. You just open the app, summon a driver, pick your choice of driver. You could see a photo and the profile and think, which one do you want? Right, I'll have that one. He looks the less like he's going to kill me. So that's the way everybody judges the Uber drivers.
Who's going to murder me?
Yeah, so you choose the one which was less likely to kill you. They'd pick you up. You go wherever you want to go. It bills you via your credit card, so there's no need for any like having to handle cash or anything like that, which is just an inconvenience anyway. And you just get out of the car and say bye, and then you get a chance to rate your driver, and you can pick drivers to pick you up based on their ratings and stuff like that. Review your drivers. It was the concept of Uber is amazing.
Well, it's not. It's just Blue Star taxis everywhere.
Blue Star Taxis is a local firm in Wigan, which is evil.
It's not. I use it all the time when I'm going to the pub. I've not been killed once. I'm fine.
I've had a few close calls when I've been heading back from Wigan. They just 70 miles an hour down the main road.
Oh, yeah, they're mental for driving.
Yeah,
but
they're
I've
insane.
never died.
I just don't trust it. I just don't trust anyone who, if I get in a car, they don't speak to me. And then they just speed at 70 miles an hour. It sends me over the edge.
You see, I'm different. I hate the ones who do speak to me.
Do you?
I like sitting there in silence. I'm comfortable with it. But then they ask me these mundane questions now. You know me, I just don't like small talk. You can't stand it.
Well, that's the thing, is I hate small talk too, but whenever I go... Well, actually, there's one story. I got a taxi driver, and it wasn't small talk at all. He turned around to me and was like, so what do you think of the state of the world right now?
Pretty deep.
And I was like, right, roll my sleeves up. This is about to get good. And we ended up having this whole talk. And this dude was a Sikh, and he taught me through a lot of the various things about his religion, what that teaches, and other things like that, and how you can apply those philosophies and principles to lots of things that you do in life and other things like that. That was a conversation I loved.
Now, him telling you about his religion, all its things like that. Is it just like every other religion of be nice? That's pretty much
every religion teaches you to be nice.
Be nice and don't do weird stuff. That's all they want you to do. Just to clarify, their opinions of weird stuff and mine are very different. So you know.
Yes. But yeah, I quite enjoy it. I enjoy it with it. But that's the thing with Uber, because their careers essentially depended on your rating. They'd make an effort. So they'd say, like one of them I got in London had an iPod, and you could do your own playlist.
Oh, right.
Or one of them had, it was always smelled nice. One was like, right, have a bottle of water for the journey. It was like, thank you.
Well, Ross, he's been like mentioned on every single podcast now. Ross has, but it's, when he went there,
I think he needs to appear.
Yeah, we'll
I've not seen him in ages, actually.
He's vanished, incognito.
That's what happens when you get a girlfriend.
Whoa!
It happens to all my friends.
Oh, he's drinking beer and getting sad now. No, he went watching Jersey Boys in London. I think he like asked for an Uber, and some guy turned up in a really nice Mercedes and like called him sir and gave him drinks and all sorts. So you know,
they treat you well.
I'd hate that. I honestly would, because it's like a 2-minute drive to the pub. So you know, I'd be getting settled by the time I'm getting kicked out.
But I like Uber because if I was to get, like, for example, I was at ITV last year. So there was me, Guy, Charles, his friend, and my ex-girlfriend. Charles had just been on Loose Women, so we just left ITV, and we needed to get to Soho Square, which is considerably quite some distance. If it was walking, it'd be about 45 minutes.
Okay.
So we went in a black cab, and the journey cost about £35, and it took about 10 minutes.
How many miles is that?
It took about 10 minutes. 10-minute drive.
Oh, was it a black cab?
A black cab, yeah, in London.
Are we like advocating for Uber or what here? We're just giving every opinion possible here.
I think it's good to discuss
Make your own
this.
decisions.
Yeah, but I just think, and I've done that exact same journey in an Uber before, and it's only cost me £7.
Literally, Uber has no effect on me on whatever they do from now on. Unless they
don't get us wrong. We live in Wigan. We don't care. That's the thing.
I
mean,
we have nothing. Round here, but I'm not going to use it. When it first came out, I thought it was proper dodgy.
Yeah.
But oh well. So, nostalgia.
Yes. The actual theme of the podcast.
Well, we've only gone 20 minutes of talking about Uber. We'll take our money now, Uber.
You owe us for this. We saved you.
I think a lot of my childhood, though, is video games. I loved them when I was younger. The PS1, that was cool.
I also remember having, getting, Crash Bandicoot on PS1.
Oh, great game. Amazing game. They've re-released it, haven't they?
They have.
But they've made it like 10 times more impossible.
Yeah, it's a really difficult game. But that's the thing, and other things I loved when I was younger were, just how kind of carefree everything was. But that's obviously quite, everyone says that about being younger. When I was younger, everything was so much carefree. It's like, yeah, but when you're smaller, then the world feels like a bigger place.
Remember when a day lasted a week? That was nice.
Yeah.
No, it's it's 7:30 now. I'll be going to bed eventually, and that's my Saturday over.
Yeah,
There'll be another grind of 5 days of working, and then a weekend off, and another grind, and...
Yeah. I remember it would be about 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. We'd all play out, and we'd play out till 8 o'clock that night.
So good.
Yeah.
I bet our parents loved it.
Yeah, they did.
Just outside, out the way. We'll come back in for our tea.
Yeah, legit.
We'll meet up at 6ish again.
Yeah, or on Saturdays, we'd go in at 6, then meet you back at 6:45 once Doctor Who had finished. Remember? Because we'd always be out playing Doctor Who, and then as soon as we go in to watch Doctor Who, then come back out as soon as it finishes, and it'd be a race that you can get out first.
How did we play Doctor Who?
I don't know. I remember building a TARDIS in your back garden once.
Remember that go-kart that we made with a shed door, the front half of a scooter and 2 pram wheels?
That go-kart
Killed me.
Man. They literally
I've still got
did.
the scare on my knee from that, you know. I've got this like big pink scare on my knee. So what happened was we was racing. So because we couldn't get the speed
At
up,
11 years, at a age range from 11 to about 13,
yeah.
we built a go-kart.
And so because we couldn't get any momentum going on it, we got this sort of bungee cord.
Yep.
Strapped it to someone's bicycle and we'd race it up and down. It was a lot of fun. We enjoyed it. So, and then there'd be a couple of us at the bottom keeping an eye on the road and stopping it.
Yeah.
Now, this one was going particularly fast. Mm-hmm. And then I thought there was a car coming behind us that was going to take him out. So I jumped in front of it and stopped it. And then I just went tumbling over it. The go-kart stopped and the car went a different way anyway. And I get up and went, oh, okay. And I look down at my knee, there's just this big hole in my pants and just blood coming out of it. It's like, oh. So then, you guys help me back because I'm limping. And then I get in and my sister's, studying to be a nurse at this point in college or something. She's like, oh, God. So just wrapping a bandage around it, cleaning it also. My leg.
It was a different time then, wasn't it?
There was a lot of blood.
There was a lot of blood. we were all just out to kill each other.
You remember when my brother was cruel to me when we was younger? He was a very cruel. So it used to get snowy around here, believe it or not, before global warming stopped all our fun.
It did. I remember our winters. They used to be amazing.
We used to have snow. And so he got a bucket and he filled it half full with snow.
Right.
And he dropped it on my head. But he did it the way so it'd break. And it didn't hurt. And then we thought, oh, that's pretty funny. So we'll record it.
Yeah.
And then he dropped it the other way where it was the compacted end first and just nearly killed it. Why? Sorry.
That's amazing.
And then there was the BB gun fights. They were fun.
Around 2007, it was around that time, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I started high school at that point.
Yeah. We all got very into BB guns.
Yeah.
So for some reason we just started developing these urges to shoot each other.
Well, we shot a lot of targets. To be fair,
we did.
We just enjoyed shooting. It's fun, Shooting
fun. Is fun.
It's fun. It's not at people necessarily.
No,
but,
or quails or pheasants.
Whoa! Leave the quails out of it. Getting flashbacks. Paintballing's fun. I've been twice doing that.
I've never been paintballing.
Oh, it's good. I want to try airsoft. Proper BB guns.
Airsoft battling, yeah.
That'd be cool. I'll look that up. That'd be good for us. Get
That'd
your GoPro on.
Oh, GoPro's on the helmets. Just go for it. Yeah, that'd be
good.
With the drone.
I've still got my BB gun actually.
Do you?
Assault rifle I got at some point. I got it for Christmas.
No, but we're gonna play with it as soon as this podcast is over.
If I can find the battery. I haven't a clue where that's gone. My brother's still got the spring one, which he kept in his computer desk and just shot me every now and then. Okay, thank you.
Is that were they the Glocks or the Walthers at that point? Because the Glock was the gas-powered one that your brother had.
No, he didn't have. He never owned a gas one.
No, you're right. He never owned a gas-powered BB gun at age 14, and he definitely didn't shoot us with it all the time.
He never shot us with that one, to be fair. He shot Jack Benson, didn't he?
Yes.
Someone who used to live near us.
You're right, actually. I remember when he shot Jack.
He shot from halfway, so it was a good 40, 50 feet, and he got him on his elbow, and there was a big bruise there for ages, wasn't there?
Yeah.
That was some serious stuff.
I remember when he came round to my house and let my dad, because my dad being a soldier and stuff, loved it. The fact that we were all into guns, he was loving it. I remember when Matthew went round and let my dad play with that gas powered one. My dad, he didn't speak to anyone for about 45 minutes. He was just shooting. They're trying to shoot pigeons. Also, he was trying to kill everything. He was like, "I've got a gun."
My dad took us, the railway tracks.
Yeah.
My dad took us up there with an air rifle once. That was fun. Like, it was a proper air rifle. Then we set targets up, like we'd shoot from our kitchen into the shed down there.
Yeah.
We used to fill a water bottle full of water and put some red food colouring in because we're little psychopaths. That was fun. I enjoyed that. Then we had lightsabers.
Oh, God.
There was a lot of bruised fingers from that.
There was a lot with the lightsabers. Lightsaber was 2005. It was pre-BB gun.
My brother had the Count Dooku one.
I remember. I remember him having
that was cool. And then we got me nan to make him a Count Dooku robe. That was cool. I had the blue one.
You loved Obi-Wan, wasn't it? It was always Obi-Wan you wanted
always
to
been
be.
Obi-Wan. Still like Obi-Wan. He's still my favourite in it all. Nice. Notice we never had a pistol like Han Solo. Just saying. They're not as cool as lightsabers.
No.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
So uncivilized.
We'll have to do it again.
We should. We
We'll
should
just get our lightsabers and just go have a fight.
Yeah,
Just see what we get up to.
Yeah, well, we nearly did that time in my vlog. Remember when we got those sticks? When we was in the grounds of that place where naughty people live.
Prison. We went on the grounds. It was around the grounds.
Yeah, but it was suspiciously close.
I didn't see any gates or fences stopping the people.
True. Very poor security, Hindley Prison.
That's why there's always a helicopter waking me up at daft o'clock in the morning. Keep getting out. Put taller gates up then. Man alive. Oh, we're looking for another prisoner. Why do they keep getting out? This isn't prison. It's like a daycare camp or something like that. If you just let them out at night time, go for a run. Wear yourself out. Promise to come back.
I just those were great times. And the lightsabers was amazing. Yeah, I remember always being bruised. And it'd always come to the point where we're playing lightsabers and we ever got frustrated with each other, you could give one another a good whack and it'd be fine because you were playing. Do you know what I mean? What are you doing?
I'm sure there's something in here that you'd like.
Oh, what is it?
I don't know.
He's currently going through a drawer. Hey, I've got 2 of them on my bedside cabinet.
Does it still work?
Oh! Oh my god, that thing has survived how many years?
That's not even needed a battery change. It came with a pen.
I remember.
It's a sonic screwdriver.
Yeah.
Kind of got caught up with it. I never got that.
It was just in the show. It was just different settings.
Originally, didn't it blow people up if you just held it on them?
It could kind of. The Doctor in the 70s used to blow up robots and
How come that didn't work on
things.
Cyberman?
Dude.
Or a Dalek? Robots?
It would have been too easy.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, yeah, that's still there.
That would have been the one as well, wouldn't it? From years ago.
Some orange goggles on. Let's see how nasty this place is. That's cool.
That is very, very cool.
I'm putting that back now.
That's a nostalgia trip and a half.
I forgot. Oh, there's some binoculars here for me perving.
You said that too casually.
For when Danny's getting undressed, got me binoculars. So, what's
Don't worry, because we can see into each other. We can see each other's bedrooms from each other's bedrooms.
We don't wave at each other enough.
That's what we need to do. That should be the
I'm
intro.
scared now you've got this drone.
Oh, yes.
I'm expecting a knock on my window at some point.
Dude, you know that is going to happen. You just know I'm going to do that.
Oh,
it's really loud as well, so if you'll just hear a buzz, you'll be like, right, Danny's here.
I'm going hiding under bed. Not today.
That'll be a good thing, though, if I can take it off in my garden and land it in your garden.
Why?
Just be a vibe, wouldn't it?
Why would that be good?
You just would.
Now you've just got a drone in my garden. Is that good?
I'd fly it back then.
Oh, right. Why don't you just not fly anywhere?
Because I've got a drone.
So, caution residents.
Yes.
Daddy's going to be going through your windows. So keep your blinds closed if you're doing anything private. He's going having a look. Little peeping Tom.
To be fair, I only got it so I could film footage that serves as to complement the subtext of the stories that I tell.
Yeah, alright.
But yeah, I bet I'm gonna discover some proper dodgy stuff when I start flying it round here.
Well, when it's snowing, just fly up and see which roofs don't have snow on it.
Ah, right. It's the one up into your road.
There's a few. It just keeps getting raided. That one up there. Never snow on that roof. People who know will understand that.
Oh, you know.
They'll know.
But yeah, like there was none of that when we were younger, though. Everything was fine. Everything was safe here.
I got
Yeah, you got beat up a few times by the bullies, but
once. I got beat up once. And we got chased by dogs on Neville Street. That was fun.
When was this?
Oh, this was me and my brother went getting some like ladybugs or something like that. We was really young, and then someone just like a dog got out. And we liked it. I don't even know if it was a friendly dog or not. It was probably friendly, just wanted to say hello, but that's not the first thing going through your mind when you've had age. All dogs are evil.
Yeah, 100%.
Except my dog. My dog is evil. This one is. Bella's here.
Bella loves it. But yeah, like everything just seemed fine back then.
It was cool.
It was a good vibe.
You know, imagine going back like to high school, knowing what we do now.
Oh man, if I wish.
I don't care. It's just.
That's what I always regret. That's what I actually regret doing is, like when I've got into like filmmaking and vlogging and stuff a lot this year. Yeah. Like since January really was when I started. I didn't actually post my first ever vlog with Chris until the 1st of February. But if I knew what I knew now, and if I was to start when I was in high school, I'd love to know where I would be now. If I'd have started then.
There's not much point looking back though, is there?
No, it's all about looking forward, never back.
If you're looking backwards, you're not looking forwards. And
let's end this week's podcast on that note. Always look forward.
I don't know. If someone's chasing you, look backwards occasionally.
If you're walking through the woods on your own, just look backwards. Just make sure.
If you're walking down a dark street on your own, look backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
Not to the side. Don't worry about the sides too much. You'll see them coming when they're in front.
Yeah.
I think we might have ruined this metaphor slightly.
Yeah. Shall we just go and play with BB guns?
I'm up for that.
Alright, let's go do that.